Hi, my name is Tessa Cothran, and this is my video review of the Declaration of Sentiments for World Literature 2. This document was written by Elizabeth Cady Stanton, and it was presented at the Women's Rights Convention in Seneca Falls, New York on July 19th and 20th, 1848. It was modeled after the Declaration of Independence, and it argued for freedom and equal rights for women, which wasn't covered under the original declaration. There were over 300 delegates debating the practicality of demanding the right to vote for women, and one such supporter was the abolitionist Frederick Douglass. However, it would be another 70 years before the right to vote was won. Some of the statements made by this document are that all men and women are created equal, with certain inalienable rights endowed to them by their Creator. The government's job is to protect these rights, and when the government becomes destructive to them, then those suffering need to insist on a new government. Women have suffered tyranny patiently, and now it is time for it to end. The truths spoken by Stanton explain the life of a woman in 1848. The woman is subject to the laws, yet she has no elective voice in its formation. The married woman, she is bound to her husband, and he is her master, and all power is in his hands, including the divorce and separation laws, guardianship of children, and the controlling of female liberty. The single woman, however, she owns property, yet she has to pay taxes on her property and on her wages to a government who only recognizes her as a source of profit. A woman has no avenues of wealth, distinction, or of further education, since all college doors were closed to her at this time. She isn't allowed to participate in church affairs, and women are often kicked out of society for things that men can do without consequence. The government and man has kept woman from fulfilling the sphere that Jehovah and her conscience has called her to fill. Man has destroyed her self-confidence, her self-respect, and made her to lead a life of abject dependence. These women were aggrieved, oppressed, and deprived of sacred rights, and they would employ every avenue possible to have a voice in government. Now, some of the things that I liked about this document, I really didn't have any dislikes. However, I do applaud the bravery and the honest truth that is spoken in this document. Stanton speaks as an advocate of women's rights, and she does so without sugarcoating the truth. She speaks out against the wrongs of society instead of cowering down under the oppression like many did for years. The audience for this document, in 1848, the audience would have been feminists or supporters of women's rights and women's suffrage. However, today I believe all women can appreciate the words, for it shows the path that was fought in order for us to be independent and self-sufficient today. Just like soldiers fought for our country's freedom, the soldiers of suffrage, they fought for freedom of women to be who God created them to be. They fought for our voice in government. And they fought for our right to be who we wanted to be, and not what man or the government said we should be.